Uh-oh. Is this trouble in Suicide Squad 2 territory? As you know, the movie lost its apparently latest frontrunner director, Jaume Collet-Serra. He was set to direct it, but he's decided to abandon it in favor of filming Jungle Cruise starring Dwayne Johnson. If you know, Jaume Collet-Serra was the director of The Shallows, and he's done a lot of Liam Neeson movies. So he's a pretty good director, and he was, the right tone, I guess, for Suicide Squad. But he's jumping ship. He decided, nah, I'm not doing this. I want to do something else. And it's not that big of a deal, but a lot of websites, are on the anti-DC train because anti-DC news gets a lot of clicks. And, they're already touting, doom and gloom types of scenarios. Nobody wants to direct Suicide Squad 2. This movie's DOA, etc., etc., etc. But, I'm going to defend my DC and say it's alright, and it's not that big of a deal because Jaume Collet-Serra didn't even sign on to direct Suicide Squad 2. He was one of the directors they were looking at. So this is still in the pre-production phase. And he decided, I'm going to pass, and basically someone else is going to have to step up. I think this would be a bigger deal if they had already signed a director and he had agreed on the dotted line, and then all of a sudden, after he took the job and, said, I'm going to do this, then he left. Jaume Collet-Serra never said, I was going to do Suicide Squad 2. He was in discussions, talks. This is still really early. So, I don't think people need to be that gloom and doom about it, but people like to be gloom and doom about everything that involves DC. So, that's how it is. I think we shouldn't really worry right now. I think Warner Brothers and the directors are working it out to come up with, a really nice solution and a really great movie. And this is just an evidence of, just bumps in the road, growing pains. But I do think a bigger issue with Suicide Squad 2 is what direction they're going to take. Because if you know the story of Suicide Squad 1, the first one, they hired, David Ayer, who directed all these hardcore, gritty crime movies, to direct a crime movie about supervillains who are forced by the government to do government jobs, or else, their heads would explode, right? Thanks to Amanda Waller and all this kind of stuff. That's what the Suicide Squad was originally about in the comics. It was a pretty hardcore, serious, storyline, and Warner Brothers decided in the middle of the Suicide Squad movie production to shift gears and try to make it lighter and more fun, and make the bad guys not so bad. And so the movie, I guess, would be a bit more mainstream and palatable to audiences, which caused, the rush production and the shift in tone in the middle of production, I think caused the movie to have a lot of narrative problems, storyline-wise, which are evident in the movie. I like the movie, but I saw a lot of its flaws, and so did a lot of other people. But Suicide Squad, still made a lot of money. I think nearly $750 million, more than a lot of people expected it to make, so it was very profitable for WB. And so now with the sequel, they're at a crossroads. If they want to make the DC cinematic universe, more lighter and upbeat and stuff, how do they take a movie about a bunch of hardcore criminals who, could die at any moment and make that, fun and light? That's kind of a conundrum. And I think that might be leading to some of the problems that they may be having with the storyline development process. I'm sure they'll figure it out, but I have a few suggestions, or just one big suggestion for them going forward and what to do. In Suicide Squad 1, they had all these different, criminals or supervillains with either powers or unique skill sets and tools and gadgets, but they didn't really showcase that too much. I think with Suicide Squad 2, they need to go with this Dirty Dozen approach, where they have some kind of special mission where each member of the team has to use his or her skills as vitally important to solve the mission. We have Captain Boomerang, right? Have some kind of mission or task or part in the mission where only him, of all the people, because of his unique, ability with all these, weird gadgets and boomerangs, only he can do it. And then there's another phase in the mission where only someone with katanas, stealth skills and, her magical sword can do it. Same thing. And then Killer Croc. And then Harley Quinn. Utilize each and every one of these characters' unique skill sets to showcase why they're so important for the Suicide Squad. I think with Suicide Squad 2, they should lead with that and just focus really a lot on the character development and that sort of thing, and then they'll be perfectly fine. I think they'll figure it out. They'll be okay. Wonder Woman was awesome. You know, they're working really hard to make Justice League really awesome. So I think the DC Extended Universe is in good hands, and I think we don't need to have like this gloom and doom mindset because Suicide Squad 2 lost a director it hadn't even signed yet. And they'll figure it out. They'll find a good director, they'll knock it out with a great story, and they'll make a great movie. And if you want to watch me talk more about DC movie news and TV shows and all that cool awesome stuff, please subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.